Okay, so we're going to be doing a window install here. These windows that were the small triangular windows back here actually originally had a motor, and they're power operated. So I've removed all the motor, and my weather stripping is completely shot, and I haven't been able to find any replacement weather stripping anywhere. So I wanted to get rid of all the weight and all that kind of stuff. So I'm actually going to fix mount these. And I'm gonna do a video of how I'm gonna get about that. So hopefully you can see okay. So to kind of get you up to speed on what's going on, I've already spent some time playing around with this. This piece here I made sure is mounted because it's made sure it's mounted well because I'm going to be gluing the window to it. And basically what I did is I took apart this piece off of the motor system, and this is what the window would slide in. Or actually, I think the window would be mounted and the whole thing would slide. But I'm using this to hold the bottom, basically to mount the bottom. And then there's a little bit of a weather stripping that it actually slips into up top. Now up top, there's not really much holding it there. The weather stripping just kind of acts as more like a positioning. It doesn't actually really have any strength to it. So what the main strength is going to be my glue here. So it's kind of going to be installed like how a windshield is, or a rear window. So, you know, it's going to do the trick. I think it's going to be plenty strong. But so basically what I did is I put this piece, because where I need to mount it is inset quite far. So I put this backwards so it'll come in the closest to the side of the car. And then also this piece of trim here, if you can see that, this is just some trim that I took off of the headliner mount, and it actually works pretty good because it's the way it sits is kind of like angled in, so it actually works really well to mesh up. So that's kind of what you end up having to do a lot of times if you're going to modify stuff, is just kind of be creative. So basically what's going to happen is it's going to go in like this. I'm going to close the door so I know exactly where to mount it. I've already mounted this piece, as you can see, and I've already pre-drilled my holes for my 2 screws here. So if you were going to do this, basically what it would be is just kind of figuring out what it's going to, where you need to be, and lining it up with the door. So I'm going to start with just have a little bit of alcohol here that I'm going to just clean the outside of the window with to make sure I get a good bond. Later on, I think down the road, I'll find a way to seal the top end of the window, but the way it is right now, there's not really anything, and the weather stripping, it's quite cracked and worn out, but it's still kind of there, so I think I'm just going to leave it for now. Okay. So I got that. I'm going to set that down here. I'm going to go ahead and close the door. All right. And what I'm going to be using to seal is an exterior caulking. So this is Quad Max. It's made by LePage, and you can find this at most hardware stores. We use this in exteriors for caulking hardy and different kind of stuff. So it holds up really well, and it is, I forget exactly what kind of glue this is, but polyurethane maybe? I'm not quite sure on that. Let's see. Yeah. But it's for, it advertises it has 0 shrinkage, It's quite the Quad Max is a lot more flexible apparently. UV and crack resistant, 24-hour fast cure, paintable in 1 hour, and has a expansion plus or minus 50%. And but it's good because it's strong, but it's not like impossible to remove if you need to, and it retains a little bit of elasticity once it dries. So this is good stuff. I've never used it on an automotive application, but I figured I'd give it a try. I know it's, from my experience using it in exteriors, it seals really well and it goes on nice. You don't want to have it too warm. If it's too warm, it'll really squeeze out a lot. So I tried to keep it in the trunk, keep it a little bit chilly. And I just need to find something to poke this with. Let's see. I'll use this here. Just try to find a long screw. I think I said polyurethane earlier for this. That's just a word that popped into my head, but I honestly, I don't know if that's actually the right word for what I'm thinking of, but yeah, I don't know if it would say on here exactly what it is. Let's see. So I think it's a petroleum based, because it has mineral spirits for cleanup. But it's very similar like texture to what you'd see like weather stripping adhesive slash what they use for windshields. So we're gonna give it a try. I just gotta find where I put my spout. So basically, I'm gonna put down a nice bead kind of around the back end of it, because that's closer to where that window actually is going to touch. So I'm going to start up here. And hopefully this will create, obviously mount it, but also create a seal. And I don't intend on having this car outside in any kind of weather, like rain. You know, certainly once I'm driving it. Okay, stop there for now. But just as a precaution, I may, once it's in, there actually is a fair bit of gap once it's in from the outside the chrome trim here to where the window is. But I may fill that later. We'll see. But mostly for now, this is just to mount it. So, got a couple trim screws ready. Let's see, here they are. I want to make sure I got everything ready to go when I go to pop it in. Okay. So I'm going to slip it up into the top trim first. And then bring it in here. Try not to smush anything until I'm ready. As close as I can get here. This is kind of catching up here, but there we go. Trying to get it as close to where it needs to go before I actually like touch it into the glue. Okay. Okay, so I think I'm gonna see if I can start one of my bolts here. Hopefully I got it lined up close enough. Yeah. So I'll get these two started. That one's pretty close too. So we kind of got it more so basically what I'm trying to do is just, so this window just slides, so I'm trying to just line it up as close as I can get it with just a little bit of room. And I may put some tape on here when I'm done, just to try to make sure it doesn't slide around. And we got a really, I'm going to squish it in a little more, but we got a really good squish going on along this side. Not very happy with down here. I think I should have put some more on, but the main hold is, you know, I'm sure if it holds along this side and it's already in this trim, that'll be lots. So I'm gonna let this dry, or I'm gonna finish getting it set up, then let it dry, and I'm gonna do the other side as well today. But I just wanted to make a video just kind of showing you what I'm up to on the car. I haven't weighed out how much weight these motors are, but they, I would guess it was probably about 15 pounds for each side. So, you know, 30 pounds total or so. And, you know, I didn't test them, but just by looking at them, like, a lot of it was broken and probably wouldn't have worked very well. So that's my solution for that. So anyways, hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.